Today on Masters of the Martial Arts, Sensei Mike Reeves guides host Professor Pierre through the world of Isshinryu Karate. Established in 1954, this art embodies the One Heart Way and is characterized by its notable vertical fist attacks and snap punches. Stay with us. Masters of the Martial Arts is next. In the first half of the 1900s, judo played a major role in American martial arts. Even presidents and the military were interested in it. By 1903, the first studio appeared in Seattle, Washington, and the art continued to spread across the U.S. and Canada. Today, contemporary practitioners like Sensei Mike Reeves excite us with their own flair of mind-blowing martial arts. This break alone will gain him another Guinness Book of World Records for board breaking.
Sensei Mike Reeves is 6 feet tall, weighing in at 200 pounds. His martial arts style is Isshinryu. He ranks as a 6th Dan, holds 10 world titles, and has many other accolades to his credit.
Now let's join our host, Professor Pierre, and the amazing Mike Reeves of Powerhouse Karate.
Sensei Mike, how did you get involved in martial arts?
Well, that happened back in 1972. Actually, like a lot of other martial artists, I went to see a Bruce Lee movie, Enter the Dragon, and was so enthralled with the martial arts. The next day I went and searched out karate schools and ended up in an Isshinryu karate school under Sensei John Devine.
Why Isshinryu?
Isshinryu at that point was very heavy in central Pennsylvania, so there were a lot of Isshinryu dojos, there were Taekwondo dojos, a variety, but something about the Isshinryu just attracted me. I think it was the discipline, it was a very traditional martial art, and my Sensei John Devine was a very traditional instructor, so that part, and they did a lot of hardcore training, the old way.
What has martial arts done for you personally?
Martial arts, for me personally, has been a growing experience, not only physically but mentally, and it's been my salvation over the years. You know, I think we all go through periods in our life where we have things that go wrong in our life. Life is never a straight road. It's always, it'll go straight for a while, but you're going to have that curve every once in a while in it. And besides my Christianity, which is first and foremost, my martial arts have been my respite to go and train and keep my mind straight and keep my body straight and just be able to give a little bit back to the community by learning something that I've taken over the years to a higher level.
Tell me about your journey and the process and some of the highlights of your career.
Over the years, I've been very blessed to be in a position to do different TV shows. I've won 10 world titles with the ISK, International Sport Karate Association. I've set 5 Guinness World Records. I've had the good fortune of doing some of these records on TV shows such as Good Morning America, ESPN2, and the bad guy in the next Karate Kid movie. Actually, my martial arts have taken me in a side career that I didn't think was going to be there, but a little bit of a variety of everything there to make you an over-the-top martial artist, I think.
Can you share with us a little bit about your training techniques?
I spend a lot of time on training. As we well know, I spend at least 7 hours a day training, and that's a combination of weight training and martial arts together, and running. I do a lot of cardiovascular, and for me, you know, every day is running my katas. You know, I hit the bag every day, do a course of weight training every day, and then, like I said, also running. And then we do the conditioning on the hands and toughening of the body.
Your style, is it a traditional style? Have you added or deleted anything in your given style?
No, I've Since I started training in 1972, I do my katas, or the forms, exactly the way I was taught them back in 1972. I was in Okinawa and trained with Master Uezu, who is the Grand Master of our style. And these were meant to be done this way, traditionally, for hundreds and hundreds of years. And when you change one thing, you change the whole dynamics of that technique.
Interesting, because I guess you know there's a lot of people now who's ad-libbing, they're adding things to the different styles. Could you share some of the disciplines of your particular style versus someone else's style?
Well, first of all, Isshin-ryu is comprised of two different styles. It's comprised of Shorin-ryu karate and Goju-ryu karate. And then we also have Shinkantara as Kobudo. We're one of the few styles that actually has the Kobudo, the weapons, included into our system. To go through the belt rankings at mid-level in our system, you have to start learning all the weapons. So the discipline that those two styles bring to the Goju-ryu is a very hard style, very 88% tight. Everything they do is very tight, a lot of ibuki breathing, whereas Shorin-ryu is more of a flowing style. So when Master Shimabuku, Tatsuno Shimabuku, put together Isshin-ryu karate, he was a very high-ranking student in both of those styles of karate, and then he just, in 1952, he was the first time that he went forth with his style, which was Isshin-ryu, meaning the one heart way. And he took that and just changed a bunch of things, and now Isshin-ryu karate is worldwide.
I've heard you mention katas. What is katas?
Kata is a prearranged form of punches, blocks, and kicks, all put together in a sequence that was designed in a self-defense aspect. Now these katas, like in our style of karate, Isshin-ryu karate, the traditional Okinawan karate, the katas are all very no-nonsense, very to the point, as you know, being in Shotokan, that everything is street-oriented. You know, the combat applications to the kata, or the kata bunkai, is once you learn the form of all the blocks, punches, and kicks put together, then you are taught the bunkai, which is the explanation of the kata. And then that's when it all comes to life, and you realize that it's not just a dance you're doing, but it's a variety of self-defense techniques that are designed to incapacitate and destroy your opponent, if need be, which, God willing, we never have to do that in our life, but, you know, what I teach is what's been handed down to me and handed down to my sensei and his sensei, so it's not up to us to change anything, but just to pass it on as we've learned it.
Well, what are the possibilities of you sharing some of this with us?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Let's get involved. Could you please elaborate the difference, say, maybe the Isshin-ryu kata versus a Shotokan kata, or what does the Isshin-ryu kata entails?
The difference in kata, Shotokan and Isshin-ryu are similar in the sense that they're hard styles. There's hard styles of karate and soft styles of karate. The hard styles are more of the Japanese, Okinawan, also some of the Korean arts. Now the softer styles would be the Chinese arts, where the blocks are more circular and are more evasive, whereas in Isshin-ryu, Shotokan, the blocks direct and the punches are more direct, whereas in Kung Fu styles, everything is a little bit more circular and a little bit more evasive, I guess you would say the word.
Do you do anything other than weapons kata or techniques by yourself? Do you do anything that includes or involves another person?
Yes.
In terms of commute or some self-defense aspect?
Yes, we do. We do a lot of street self-defense, where we do defenses against punch attacks, defenses against knife attacks. And those are two-man drills that we do. And when we get to that part of class, we all break up into the groups of our two-man drills. I'll demonstrate a technique, and then everybody will practice those drills.
Could you demonstrate that for us right now?
I sure could.
I'd love to see it.
Okay, this first technique we're going to work on is going to be a roundhouse punch to the head, followed by a counter to the body. Next technique will be a double technique. Roundhouse punch to the head, a low punch to the body, high block, low block, punch to the kidneys. Next technique we're going to do is going to be against a high slice with a knife. Going to do an open hand block, hammer fist to the shoulder, grab with the knee lift, chop to the neck to finish it off. Next technique we're going to work on will be downward thrust of the knife. Sensei John. We'll come down the downward thrust of the knife, open hand block, takedown with a stomp to the body.
How do you attract the kids in the dojo? And once you attract the kids, they're in here in the dojo, what's your primary goal? What's your function? What is it about the kids that you want to teach the kid or have the kids do while they're here?
Well, first and foremost, how we get children into the dojo. First of all, we do demonstrations naturally at all the schools, all the fairs, all the festivals around the area here to just show a little bit of our art. But once we get them in the door, our main purpose is to take that child and show them the right and proper way to be a good citizen. I mean, I'm not here to turn out warriors, okay? I know that out of every group I'll have some that'll excel and they'll become great martial artists. But my goal is for each and every one of those children to learn all of the qualities of martial arts that I think are important, like discipline and honor, and those things have to be led from the front. So I myself have to live that life, and for them to look at me like, okay, this is my sensei, and this is what I want to be like. And I tell it to all of my senior students in our school, in our children's program. We have what we call our SWAT team, which is our Special Winning Attitude team. And the kids that make that are kids that excel and are leaders to the other kids. And so it all rolls downhill, okay? Goes from the sensei, myself, to my SWAT team, down to all the regular students in the class. And they're aspiring, and we do little goals. If all the children bring in their report card, they have A's and B's on a report card. We have academic achievement patches for their uniform. So we encourage the good grades at school. So, and we also send sheets home with the parents that the children have to fill out, the parents have to fill out, are the kids doing their chores at home? And then they have to go down. There's a list of questions they have to turn that in. So we want to stay on top of the children so they know when they leave the dojo that all the respect and the honor and the dignity have to go with them throughout their whole life, whether it be in school or at home with their parents. Oh, he's down. Good job. The physical techniques, I tell the parents when they come in, they'll come. But it's the other things that we want to teach them. Most importantly, self-discipline, because I explain to the children when they come in and to the parents that self-discipline is what we all need in life. Whenever we get in trouble, it's what? Because of our self-discipline. So the quicker they learn that self-discipline, like if we all, okay, everybody line up, feet together, hands out your side. That means line up, feet together, hands out your side, eyes staring straight ahead. And the quicker they learn the discipline, the better their whole life's going to be, not only as a child, but as they grow up. Because I explain to the parents and the children that problems only get worse as you get older with lack of self-discipline.
Do you have any kids that have acquired the black belt?
Yes, right now I have 2 junior black belts. I'm very stringent on giving belts away. I'm a little miserly with it. Since I've been in Florida, I've taught over 4,000 students, and I have 20 black belts. So I don't give black belts away. They have to earn them the hard way, the old way. So, but I do have 2 juniors that are black belts.
Have you ever had a student or a child or kid who just was totally defiant?
I think everybody that's been in a teaching position, whether it been karate or just teaching period, they've run into those types of children, and I have. And in all the years that I've been teaching, I've only had to send one child out of the dojo. And I will bend over backwards. I'll work with that child one-on-one. I will do anything that I can to help that child to get through the problems that they're having at home. But just sometimes what happens is if you cannot reach that child, it starts to affect the other kids in the school. And like I said, only once in my career have I had to do that. So, and I really regretted that, but it was one of those things that just had to be done.
This is Ryan. Yeah. He's a junior blue belt, one of Sensei Reeves' younger students.
Ryan, Ishinru Kata, correct?
Yes.
How long have you been in the martial arts?
About 3 years.
About 3 years. Couldn't help notice your belt there. It's blue and white. It's real colorful. What's the purpose of the blue and white belt?
Well, it's before getting a full blue belt.
Before getting a full blue belt.
Sort of, you're like ready to get a blue belt.
Okay, you intend to become a black belt?
10th degree.
10th degree. You like Ishinru?
Yes, I do.
You do. What has martial arts taught you, Ryan?
Self-defense, strength.
Self-defense and strength. You're a blessing and a very good student. Take care, sir.
Masters of the Martial Arts will continue after this.
For more info, go to OperationGraduation.com.
There is a better way to have fun with history. Visit americaslibrary.gov. Log on, play around, learn something.
Welcome back to Masters of the Martial Arts.
You hold quite a few records in board breaking, and I think a lot of people think the boards are fake or the boards have been broken prior to, or could you share some of that with us in terms of how many boards do you break? What kind of records do you hold? And
what I'm going to do in the different breaks that I do, anybody can go to Home Depot or Lowe's or Builder Square and pick up the materials. We go there the morning of the event or just several days before the event and acquire the materials for, if it's a world record, like right now I hold the world record for breaking 100 boards, 1-inch boards in 7 seconds, and also 415 boards in 60 seconds. And those are just all materials that you can get at any building supply store. And it takes a lot of discipline and a lot of conditioning on your hands, or if you're going to use your feet for different breaks. But in my particular case, you know, where you have to move, like a Good Morning America, I broke the world record for breaking, again, 100 boards in 7 seconds. And basically, people say, well, how do you do that? Because timed, that's moving at less than a half a second per stack of 5 boards. And in people's minds, it's like, you can't do that. But I think that was one of the TV shows where it was right there with the clock on a national TV show. So, and they tested all the boards and everything was fine. It just came down to conditioning and just telling yourself to be pushed beyond a limit that is humanly possible. Because like I admit, when I sit and think about it, how are you going to do this? How can you move and that's a second, now move in half of that and break a stack of 5 boards each time you move like that. It's one of our, like we share in the martial arts, where we know sometimes it just gets to a point, it's beyond physical, and it's just it's just our whole body, our whole being is involved in it.
when you break these boards, do you have some sort of apparatus in your hand or a hammer or?
No. No, this just, as you can see in our hands, we do a lot of conditioning. I spend a lot of time punching what we call the Makawar, which is a 2x4 with rope wrapped around it. And I do a lot of conditioning drills on that daily to condition my hands to make them hammers. So basically in traditional martial arts, in Okinawan karate, we do a lot of the traditional Makawar training, and I do knuckle push-ups, you know, several hundred every day. And so it's a lot of hard work that goes into it. Tameshawara, which is the Japanese terminology for breaking, goes back hundreds of years. And Tameshawara is a matter of focusing. You know, you got to focus all of your energy and all of your mindset to that one particular task, whether it be to break one stack of 5 boards or 80 stacks of 5 boards. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. All of your energy, all of your conditioning, all your timing, everything goes into that one specific 7 seconds, 60 seconds, 1 second, whatever you're breaking.
Do you finance the boards out of your pocket or?
No, if I would do that, I'd be broke right now. Because each break, like when I do a world record break, the 400, like the last time I did 415 in 60 seconds, each one of those breaks takes, it's about $3,000 to finance a break. So I get sponsorships from like Home Depot or Lowe's or, you know, or other just like Mullinax Ford was also a sponsor of mine. So they're just really good people that really want to do something back for the public.
So your original instructor, I believe he did the same thing, or he does the same thing too, or is this your thing more or less?
This is my thing more or less. We did a lot of the conditioning, and we did some braking for demonstrations. I think every karate school at some point does some braking. Years ago, I just saw a gentleman who set the original record with braking 265 boards in 1 minute, and I thought, wow, that'd be pretty cool to, or he broke 210, I'm sorry. And I thought, well, that would be something interesting to try to break. I'm always wanting to challenge myself. As far as the records go, it doesn't matter to me if it's a world record. For me, it's a personal thing at this point. And every time I do a record, I always do it with Give Kids the World or Make-A-Wish or American Cancer Society. I always pick a foundation that I'm going to do it with so I can raise money. And so far, we've raised over $20,000 for Make-A-Wish. So,
Wow, that's nice.
So with me, it's just a challenge. I did a thing at Ripley's last year where I broke 1,530 boards in 10 minutes and 12 seconds. And we raised a lot of money for the American Cancer Society. And to me, if I can challenge myself and push myself to the limits and do something good at the same time, that's what it's all about.
Focus controls your destiny. It's part of every facet of the martial arts and everyday life. The beginning student must learn many elements to become a master, like balance, timing, forms, punches, and kicks. But focus brings all of these elements together and combines them into a beautiful art, as well as a weapon for self-defense. But the ability to focus does not come easy. It takes years of practice to master it. To focus, clear your mind and harness that clarity into one goal or point in space, and deliver 100% of your energies towards that objective. Join us next time on Masters of the Martial Arts and experience more of the incredible talent we have in the Central Florida area. To learn more about Ishinru Karate and Mike Reeves, visit his website at mikereevesonline.com.
I'm jogging on the grass with broken glass, barefooted. It's really time to get in the spirit, in the mind. See me hard to find, working out, breaking my spine. Catch my time, I'm not the one to rush quick. Mess around and get hit by my side thrust kick. Bow constrict like a snake, able to make your liver quiver and your bones break. I'm in the zone, 40 for real, never fake. Accept me for who I am and don't despise. You want the truth, it's always disguised in the eyes. I'm not in it for the limo ride, cash or the prize. I want to be a master of the martial arts deep inside. Deep inside.